Well, I agree with that. I feel bad for the Jets. I'm happy, obviously, the Falcons played well enough to win, but I feel bad that the Jets will be looking at the films and questioning some of those calls. I agree with Bill Parcells that there were bad calls, and without those calls, if they would have, with instant replay, I believe they would have been reversed, and I think the Jets would have come out of the Georgia Dome with a victory.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a commercial break here. We'll run down the rest of the scores, check on these games that are coming down to the wire, including the one between Minnesota and the Packers at Green Bay, where it looks like they're headed for overtime, and we'll do all that right after this at the Georgia Dome. What a game at Soldier Field with 1 second to go. Harbaugh to Tom Waddle from 6 yards out, and the Bears pull it out 27-24 against the Lions. Better than 100 yards rushing for Barry Sanders, including a 43-yard touchdown run. 4 touchdowns today for Thurman Thomas of the Buffalo Bills, 1 on a catch, 3 on the ground. They romp over the Rams and their former coach Chuck Knox, 40-7. Pittsburgh, in the game many of you saw, coming from a 14-0 deficit and winning at Houston. Great debut for Bill Cowher, 29-24. Here are some of the highlights from that game. Eric Green was injured early, aggravating a bruised right shoulder on the first play from scrimmage, did not return, and that played a role later, down 14-0. The Steelers go with the fake punt. Warren Williams is on the receiving end of this one. After the catch, 44-yard pickup, down to the 1. Barry Foster scored from there, made it 14-7. Warren Moon had his moments, but also was intercepted 5 times. This one is deflected and snared by safety Larry Griffin, and it set up a touchdown pass from Neil O'Donnell to Jeff Graham. With 15 seconds left in the first half, Moon will find Ernest Gibbons for Gibbons' second TD of the first half. Oilers led 24-16 at halftime. But following Moon's 4th interception of the day, O'Donnell threw this 9-yarder to Adrian Cooper for the score. That put Pittsburgh up 29-24. Cooper is the second-year tight end out of Oklahoma who replaced Green following the shoulder injury, and Cooper gets what proves to be the game-winning touchdown late in the game. The Steelers came up with their 5th interception as Moon had the ball down around the 15-yard line of Pittsburgh and might have gotten the Oilers in for the go-ahead score, but as it was, he was turned away with the 5th interception of the day, and the Steelers with the big upset at Houston, 29-24. New Orleans played at Philadelphia. Please.
This is the Old Spice NFL Live post-game report, brought to you by Old Spice Fragrance and Deodorant.
Welcome back to the post-game show. Now, Bob, we want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this.
I am not a party to this.
As many of our viewers already know, this is Bob's 9th and final season as host of NFL Live. When we started doing the show, it wasn't even called NFL Live. It was NFL 84. Nowadays, it's an Emmy Award-winning show. But in the beginning, it had a somewhat looser format.
Found himself becoming strangely attracted to O.J. Simpson. Well, who hasn't? Number 5.
Bob, you can't quit. I'm a really big fan.
My man Tony Hody there from CBS. Oh, those pulled groins are painful.
Well, let me tell you something, Bob. You looked like it was a lot more fun being around you in those days. But don't take up dancing for a living.
He couldn't dance, he couldn't sing, and that Sonny Bono haircut. I can't believe he got on my fro once.
Hey, forget about the haircut. What about the poundage in some of those early shots? I look like Rush Limbaugh.
Bob, you look like that at the end of every season.
Season does take its toll. I would like to personally thank Dick Ebersol and Governor Mario Cuomo for commuting my sentence. I had another year left on the contract. They let me out after 9 instead of 10, but I will miss you guys.
Too bad we can't say the same thing.
Oh, I'll tell you. The great humility today.
Nice, poignant touch.
Great humility today.
Talk about poignant, though, to see Pete Axtell. He was a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He really was, and a great contributor to the early days of the show. Okay, and thanks to Lisa Lax for producing the piece, Ricky Diamond, John Filippelli, all the guys back then, Mike Weissman, Terry O'Neill. Thank you all. When we come back, we'll take a look at some serious business, the Marcus Allen controversy in